This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cage Side Press, and I am here with the Lord of the Streets himself, Quinton Rampage Jackson, here to talk about his new film, Lord of the Streets, on Tubi. It is out now. First off, Rampage, how you doing, man? I feel like you've been very busy. I saw you at Bellator recently. The movie came out. I mean, how's life been for you these last few weeks?
Doing well, man. Yeah, things have been crazy busy, but I'm hanging in there.
So we got to talk about the movie. Obviously, you play Kane, the underworld promoter, and the lead villain of the series. First off, I was a little surprised. I mean, Rampage in an MMA movie, he's going to be the hero who saves the day. Can you talk a little bit about how they approached you to say, hey, you're going to be the bad guy and you're going to do all this bad stuff to Khalil Roundtree and Anthony Kress and everyone else?
Well, I've never really played a villain like this before, and I thought it would be fun. So, it's good to switch up things sometimes. Just hope I don't get typecast as a villain. You would like to be the nice guy in the movies and stuff like that, but sometimes it might be more fun playing the villain.
You've done quite a few films now, and you've been in acting in the Hollywood scene for a while. What was it like to be the veteran actor amongst a lot of the fighters? Because I think you've had the most screen time out of anybody who was in the movie who was an MMA fighter specifically.
Well, I didn't look at it like that. I didn't, it never crossed my mind. It was, I hadn't done a movie in a while at this point. So, it's always like starting over for me, especially if I haven't done a movie for a while. So, it was cool. It was cool being there with the other fighters and stuff. But I didn't look at it as if I'm done more than them. I didn't even think about that, to be honest.
I know Rampage is a nice guy in real life. I know it's acting. But mentally, where do you go when you're filming those scenes and, you're shooting the guy in the head, you're kidnapping daughters, you're being mean to everybody, and you're being that guy? Like, where do you go mentally when you're doing those scenes to get that intensity?
Well, I just figured that Kane was a combination of Suge Knight mixed with Nino Brown. And I just wanted to play a character that can be as memorable as somebody as those two characters. Like when you think of Kane, like damn, the guy's a fucking asshole. So I didn't really have to go anywhere in my mind. I just wanted people to fucking hate him.
I think when you compare it like with Suge Knight, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I think you nailed it. So first of all, bravo, job well done, mission accomplished. Some of the little things of the film, Kane's gold chain. Obviously, we know you have that in your career. Was that your idea, or was that a director's idea?
No, it wasn't my idea at all. I'm not sure if it was the director's idea or the wardrobe lady. I have no idea, but it wasn't my idea. I just said yes to everything. It wasn't my project. They wanted me to. I'm very easy to work with. So if it makes sense, I'm gonna say yes. So it made sense.
Two final questions on the film. Anderson Silva, plays your henchman. He's a soft-spoken guy, nice guy in real life. I know. What was it like to act alongside him and see him play the bad guy also?
You know what? It's funny you asked that because Anderson Silva was such a nice guy. In the movie, one of the scenes he had to kind of get rough with the girl and call her a bitch. He was like, no, I don't want to do it. The director was telling him to do it. He said, no, he didn't want to do it. He's very soft-spoken, a very nice guy. He didn't want to do it. So I kind of told him, I said, Anderson, just think of it as Axel is doing it. He's calling her a bitch, not Anderson Silva. And he's like, oh, okay. Once he got that, he was on it, and he did it. He called her a bitch. He did a great job. It's like, damn, it was funny to watch him, even though it was a movie, he didn't want to call her a bitch. I've never seen anyone act like that in a movie before, where they that nice of a person. I've done movies where I had to put a gun in people's mouth and they didn't want the gun in their mouth, and I'm like, I don't blame them, but Never seen where people don't want to call somebody a bitch or something like that because of how nice they are.
For sure. I definitely get what you're saying there on that one. Like I said, very interesting to see him, and obviously knowing yourself, it's always very entertaining to see you guys, explore that. Obviously, you got to act alongside, someone you've known very well since he was a kid, and that was AJ McKee. Can you talk to me a little
Yeah.
bit about having gone to one, just getting to work with him, and two, now he's just like you, become a star in an MMA promotion, and now he's doing the Hollywood thing too.
Well, I'm very proud of that kid, you know what I'm saying? And I also look up to him because he's like the new generation of fighters. And you're never too old to learn from somebody. But I'm very proud of him and I look up to him, you know what I'm saying? He's a fine young man. And he's on the beginning of his career and what he can do. And I think that he should do more movies. But I would like for him to do movies more after he retired from fighting because sometimes it can like get in your way. But that's just my opinion. But I think that he'll do great in both movies and fighting.
I did see you in San Jose for his recent fight, and I did see your interview. You said worst robbery in MMA history, his fight with Patricio Pitbull. Rampage, you've been there where a fight doesn't go your way. This was obviously the first loss of his career. Can you tell me just what words you said to him about moving on from this and bouncing back?
Well, I just talked to him after the fight and I told him, um, it's hard to stay undefeated in this sport. It's not like boxing where people go 30-0 and 40-0 because they've been fed like chumps most of their career. And I told him like if you're gonna lose your first fight, this is the best way to lose it, where you actually didn't lose. I don't care what people. Some people, everybody got the different opinions. Some people say Pitbull won, but most people say AJ won. But the reason why I say AJ won is because he's the champion, and Pitbull didn't do enough to take the belt away from the champion. Because you have to beat the champ to beat a champ, and everybody that knows fight knows that. So everybody that knows fight knows that AJ got robbed. You know what I'm saying? And so it hurt. It hurt for me to see him, like that, like how he was in the locker room. But I'm also proud of him by the way he handled it at the press conference and everything. This kid, it's the kid's legacy. He was undefeated. He was champion, and he's so young that what I'm saying he might not understand. He might not understand the sport. He don't know why it happened. He might think a lot of different things. So I just I just wish it hadn't happened to him. But if you're going to lose your first fight, this is the best way to lose the fight where in the back of your mind you really didn't lose.
Completely understand that. I've got two final ones. I want to talk to you about another Bellator fighter and Team Body Shop fighter, Joey Black Ice Davis, young welterweight, if I'm not mistaken. When I spoke to Joey, one of his first few fights in Bellator, he told me he wants to take a moment because he says you changed his life. He said you made it possible. You sent both him and his father to Amsterdam so he could wrestle and represent the United States in wrestling. I want to ask you, do you remember that? And did you know you had such an impact on another young athlete getting to do that for him?
Rampage, I just want to, while I have this platform, I want to thank you, man, because you changed my life when you sent me to Amsterdam, Holland. And you probably don't remember that, but you blessed me and my dad because got a chance to go out the country and wrestle and for my country. And I took third out there. And Rampage, you gave me that platform, and I want to thank you.
If I'm gonna be 100% honest, I don't remember a lot of the stuff that I used to do. Antonio McKee uh, was a mentor of his and watched out over him. And I like what Antonio McKee was doing for the young kids. So I did donate some money to Antonio McKee back in the day for his nonprofit for him and those wrestlers. And I remember Joey Davis from when he was a kid, and McKee told me that he was a great wrestler and stuff like that. And I remember like donating to Antonio McKee, but I didn't know which trip or what it was for Amsterdam or whatnot. But I had no idea that I had a big impact on his life. That kid is one of the greats. I think that if he wanted to, he really got his act together. he can be also another great in the sport. You know, the guy went undefeated in wrestling in college. You know, that's unheard of. You know, he's a phenomenal athlete. You know, is but no, I don't remember. I don't remember every little thing I do for everybody. You know, and I never like talk about the stuff that I do, and I feel like when people do stuff for other people and they talk about it, like, why are you really doing it? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I do stuff and, you know, I forget about it.
Completely respect that. Well, certainly it was one of those things, and he shouted you out. It kind of went full circle. He got to fight on your undercard when you fought in LA. So it was certainly quite the story. My final question before I let you go, Rampage. How does your guy, Cheick Kongo, get the job done against Ryan Bader next week?
I think Cheick Kongo has to stop Ryan's wrestling, and even if he gets taken down, I think he has to get back up to his feet and put his fists and feet all over Ryan Bader. I think that's how he wins. Cheick Kongo is stronger than Ryan, is a better striker, but I think Ryan's going to desperately try to wrestle him to the ground and just hold him down to the ground. Hopefully the referee can stand him up when the action gets kind of slow. And this type of fighter that Ryan Bader is, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, when the guy don't have that much of a wrestling background, Ryan can grind out the win by just wrestling. You know, that's how Ryan beat me in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? He just grinded out the win, and I wrestled in high school. I'm not as good as wrestler as Ryan Bader, so I'm kind of worried that Kongo can fall victim to the same type of fight that I fell victim to. But Kongo's striking is better than mine, so hopefully Kongo, like, you know, uses his jab and keep him away and keep his, you know, kicks like right there where he can't get taken down. I'm rooting for Kongo 100%.
Are you going to be able to make it out there to France?
No, I don't think I'll be able to make it out there to France because I just got back from Hawaii. I'm supposed to be training for this movie that I'm doing in June. I want to get in shape, lose a few more pounds before this movie. So I need to really focus on getting in shape. And me traveling and trying to get in shape is really hard. So I probably won't go.
Well, certainly. I know you've got his back. I know you'll be supporting, you know, from afar.
Yeah.
Rampage, once again, thank you for the time. Once again, let everybody on Tubi, The Lord of the Streets, starring Quinton Rampage Jackson, Khalil Roundtree, Anderson Silva, AJ McKee, and several others. Cheick
And
Kongo
Trench,
also.
not by
Trench.
nature.
Yeah, it was, look, it was a very
Yeah,
enjoyable
Cheick
film.
Kongo.
Very intense, very fun. You guys did a great job. You guys definitely check it out. Free to watch. Go check it out. Rampage, thanks again.